Hey, welcome back to Chesterville, where I just realized I had to move something. I probably should have not done that. Anyway, yeah, cool. So, right, we, in the downtime, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't record this. Well, it would have been okay to record it if it was embarrassing. So, I got a sorting system added to the thing here with the sheep. And here's the thing, I went down a level to start it because we have to, the source is or the, the end of the source element is, this hopper, which is beneath it, you're standing on it. So, do you still have that carpet, by the way?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes.
So it has to go down one, which is okay, sorta, except that it's like, it's all even odd, so if it goes down, it has to go over and over and over, and it's tight enough up there that it had to be like an even number of things. I'm not sure what the hell I did, but there was no way to have it not be the way it is right now. Is basically my point, and therefore. Doing this zipper stitch thing with these, that one has to be there. It can't be on this side, which means by the time you get down here, the last one's here, and there's like a hopper in front of it, which is just ugly awkward. So I wasted like an hour trying to get it to fit what I wanted it to be before I realized I could just skip the bottom row. It doesn't really... These are just right here where you can get to them. So, that's something to keep in mind. These are spillover because they never happen. It's like finding a 5-leaf clover. I think that's the only one we've ever got. The rest of this is we just tore out everything but this, which contains a couple of elements that we want. A bit. I don't know why that's here though. Yeah, so all of the pig and cow stuff is just spillover at the moment. Everything else is doing what you would expect. I don't have signs on it yet, but here's rabbit meat. However far up that goes. Pelts. Sheep, and then white. I think light gray. Gray, black, and brown, which isn't common, but you do get it, so it has its own thing. And that's that. Then we let it run for a while. I mentioned last time, I think, I don't know. Either way, I mentioned it. There's a kind of biological, behavioral thing in, any animalistic science, I suppose, paleontology, it comes. It's how we measure it's how we predict or calculate the probability of things. We have reason to assume, we have a few reasons at this point to assume, but one of the early indications that tyrannosaurs, coelurosaurs in general, theropods, were probably, almost certainly endothermic, warm-blooded. Being warm-blooded, if you're warm-blooded, I assume you are if you're listening to me. What are the odds? You're likely a mammal. Endothermy is expensive. To pull back for a sec, another thing you can mention is kind of another adage, I guess. Economy has nothing to do with money. Money is a symptom of economy. It's a way of measuring economy. But the fuel economy, you don't put money in your car, you put in petrol and it goes. And then there's kilocaloric economy where you eat food and you expend energy. Mammals, I'm about 6.5 feet tall. Pretty thin, but hyperactive, technically. So my basal metabolism, if I do nothing but sit here, don't even really play Minecraft, right? Because this is technically an intellectual pursuit. Your brain is firing neurons, blah, blah, blah. To exist, I burn about 3,000 kilocalories a day. Which, if you look at the whatever servings per container in a nutrition's fact kind of thing. You always see, this is based on 2,000 calories. Calories and kilocalories are the same thing, except that calories are marketers lying to you. the a calorie is nothing. That's how things are measured. But kilocalories is how we actually it's like saying kilometers, because you don't want to know what it is from Los Angeles to New York in meters. It doesn't mean any, well, miles I suppose you could use, but I'm going to sleep. What was I on? Oh. So I take a Tyrannosaur, you know, just wandering around wherever. Denver, Cheyenne, Billings, doesn't matter. And if you want to derive whether it's ectothermic, like an iguana has to sit around sunning itself to build up heat, which it wouldn't be anyway given its mass, but that's gigantothermy, and it's a loosely separate topic. If it's ectothermic, that's fine. It doesn't have a lot to worry about. If it's endothermic, and it was, has warm blood, maintains its temperature overnight, is what I'm saying. The kilocaloric requirements for an animal that Tyrannosaurs might not be the best example because there's a dispute, largely on my end. I would argue a Tyrannosaur is probably about 4 metric tons. Everyone else wants it to be 7. I don't see it. I've looked at you hack the bones in half, and there's no. I don't buy that the bones would have much, luck supporting that much. It's about half the weight people say it is. But you find these fossils. You find here's a Tyrannosaurus, and whatever. Yeah, snake water, or not snake water, but well, maybe. Let me think. What am I thinking? Kell Creek is what I'm thinking, not snake water. Okay, so here's that. Great. Well, what does this thing eat? Ceratopian. So what? Yeah, Triceratops. It's the one a few years ago. Everyone got all angry because they didn't understand what the clickbait was about, and the Taurosaurus was being renamed, and I'm not even sure that's true now.
It's not.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. But if so, it'd be like the 22nd, at least, Triceratops. Triceratops horridus is all of the Triceratops. The Martian Cope, Marsh in particular, really wanted other Triceratops. I don't know why. He was obsessed. Well, I do know why. They were obsessed with naming new animals every time they found a pebble. So you look for Ceratopians, Triceratops horridus, eaten by Tyrannosaurus rex, right? And they were. I mean, Jack Horner's wrong. They weren't scavenged. I mean, I don't doubt that they would scavenge, but we have evidence of, like here in Denver at the museum, there's an Admonosaurus annectens that has a healed. A Tyrannosaur bit one of its vertebrae, and the thing escaped and survived, and it healed. Didn't grow back, but it healed. You can see that, and so and it was a Tyrannosaurus. First of all, nothing else really could have done it. As far as animals go, it's not like it walked under a tree and, I lost a vertebra. No. It matches up. We know the Tyrannosaurs ate Admonosaurs. And all evidence shows that this one annectens in particular was bitten by a Tyrannosaur. And escaped to survive and heal and maybe reproduce, and that's how evolution basically works, is your genes get passed on if you're good enough to escape a Tyrannosaur once. I didn't make the rules, it's just true. So you take the total number of Tyrannosaurs in an area, and you define the area. Here's a lump of real estate, of area, of land. Has X Tyrannosaurs in it, say 3. And it's hit and miss a little because you can't guarantee that a given animal is going to fossilize. For every 3 Tyrannosaurs we do find, we probably missed 3,000 of them. It's not the point. The point is conditions being what they are within a certain time span, and we're talking about like a given year in the Mesozoic, in the Maastrichtian Cretaceous. 3 Tyrannosaurs lived and died at this time, and alongside at the same geological time. Not millions of years earlier or later, we find 300 Triceratops horridus, which are the Tyrannosaurus prey, and of course there's also Admonosaurs, so it's a little murky, but you can still make this estimation. If you find 100 Triceratops in proximity to one Tyrannosaur, that's different than finding 10 Triceratops in proximity to one Tyrannosaur, and the difference is an ectothermic Tyrannosaur with the nutrition dietary requirements of an iguana, basically. I mean, relative to its mass, can live on a ratio of 10 Triceratops to 1 Tyrannosaur. An endotherm, which, you know, in my case, I'm burning more than you're supposed to eat if you're active just by existing. I'm overclocked, basically. The resting metabolism for a Tyrannosaur requires it to stop resting, get up, and eat 100 Triceratops in the same span that an ectothermic Tyrannosauroid kind of thing would eat in. So, there was a reason. Well, I mentioned a predator in a closed system last time. And the basic aphorism is a predator in a closed system will eventually starve. And if you've been looking around this whole time, you sort of see what I'm on about. We have more than one wolf. And wolves are endothermic. Now, it's a video game. It's not quite a simulation of, hell, Ark isn't much of a simulation. My point is, these sheep are spawning, which makes it technically not a closed system. Like, to put this in, Earth isn't a closed system. You'll never have predators eat all of the prey because there's sunlight coming in and photosynthesizing plants, which maintain herbivores, which feed carnivores, Earth isn't really a closed system. Anyone who tells you it is doesn't get the concept. But this is something of a closed system, despite spawners throwing sheep in there. And of course, dogs can't really starve. They can get hurt. Their tails droop. It looks like that's happened to some of these. These are wild though, so I'm trying to think if their tails go up when they're not harmed. I don't see any of their tails up, so I don't know. The point is, the simple version of what I've been trying to say for however many minutes now, 10, 12. We have too many wolves. And as far as I know, a couple versions ago, 112 or 113, something changed so that wild wolves, not dogs, they look identical for now. I'm sure they'll change soon enough. The cats did. Once they exist and you've seen that they exist, if you're in the space that they exist, they've spawned, you can walk away, come back a year later, a real year, not a game year, doesn't even matter. And that dog will still exist, largely because you've left and nothing could hurt it, so it didn't get killed. But it'll never just despawn, it'll never die of old age, whatever it might take. So, our issue now is we have four. What do we have? We have 4 spawners spawning sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 in the back spawning rabbits, and then 2 in the middle here spawning wolves. And that's just dumb. It's unnecessary. At this point, I don't think we need a wolf spawner at all. I can guarantee we don't. What we could do is go where I was. Nope. Grab a couple of these. Well, grab more than a couple, I suppose. No. Apparently I need signs. And let's go talk to Chester for a minute. And get some stuff. Give me, can I've never quite worked out how this is supposed to work. That's what I want. If I do this, can I do it? Okay. This is easier than looking for... I mean, it's the same, really. It's just pulling in a new clump of meat, but I know right where it is. I don't even have to look at the screen to do this, really. Okay. Obviously, I kept going after it was all gone. Also, that was dumb. Come here a minute. I only need 2 of these. That's wolves. Wow, those look alike. So we have that, too, so that's something to consider. But wolves are just trading in wool, which obviously we have a lot of. So I think what we want to do is get rid of those wolves. And by get rid of, I mean really just keep them. We're not going to spawn any more of them. If by some miracle, don't go down there. If by some miracle we eventually do run out of wolves, I kind of don't care very much. We can trade in wool for wolf eggs and just drop them in through the ceiling or something. Actually, that's almost... Well, I can't get up there, can I? Alright, I'll just do that. I don't know if any of these are going to escape. They might.
I'll be over in a minute to shoot them if they do.
That's sheep, then. Okay, so that one, you know, sheep. Sheep. Wolf, but we don't want that, so I'm making it sheep. Wolf, but we don't want that. So now all of the wolves we have in here, which are very mad at something, are what they are. We're not gonna get more of them in here without doing something about it. And now we have that. That gives us more sheep to begin with, 33% more. And that's enough wolves. We could even arguably kill some of those wolves, but I don't know if we need to. I think technically it might be... It doesn't benefit us to have the sheep survive any longer than they do. Right now, anything that spawns in there, which isn't because I'm too far away, will be killed, and that's good. And then a little minecart underneath is picking stuff up. And that's what we want, and it goes into the sorting system, which took way too long to build. Yeah, so we could... The only advantage I can see to reducing the number of wolves actually in there is that potentially with this many wolves already in there in a certain area, it might... The spawners might not be quite as active, as effective. They might take long. I'm not sure if that's the case. I mean, it's spinning right now. Is a sheep going to come out? It should. Because we're still getting sheep, I know that. I've just been lurking here under the hopper on the other side, well away from keyboard and making this, keeping this running. They're excited about something. So I think it's something spawned. I think it was a rabbit, maybe. It doesn't matter. The point is that if we had less wolves in there, it would just take longer for them to kill any new animal. I don't think it. The mob cap prevents the spawner from creating. Yeah, there's stuff coming in. Yeah, we're good. Other stuff. I still haven't done the actual big sheep thing. It's going to take some time, which is fine. It's probably going to take longer than I could reasonably record in half an hour, so that's a problem if I want to record it. I've been doing that lately. We'll start a project, and we either can record for 90 minutes and get it done, or just break it up and we'll get it next time, and then we try and we still don't get it, and we get it the next time after that. I'll get the sheep thing done. I just, I don't think there's a way to get it done in half an hour, and apart from that, I just, I've been just doing a lot of lurking and letting stuff run, which is causing its own overflow problem. Like, I don't lurk over here anymore because that gets us all this stuff that we're actually already overspilling on. We have the lights here come on when something's full, like entirely full, basically. So we're entirely full on shards. You seem to be helping with that.
Yes.
So these are overspilling. Fish are overspilling somewhere here. I called them cod because they're not salmon. They used to be just fish, and they were different. They were like green or blue or something. I don't know. They were a different gray for on my end. Darker, kind of. And then string. I think we're pretty heavy on sticks. You're getting sticks, I take it.
I sold some.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good.
I saw the lights were on. And...
Yeah. Well, that's what the lights are for. We're basically totally full on pumpkins. We could probably do, including the automated. That's why we're full on pumpkins. I've been grabbing them out of here and just throwing them over there for later, and later never came. I just didn't do it. So we're it doesn't really... The thing about being full on stuff like this, apart from maybe breaking a sorting system, which in this case can't really technically happen, it's relatively harmless, at least for a little while. I mean, you have to, with the big sorting system, it has to fill the entire overflow system before it starts getting in the way. And even then it won't break it, it'll just jam it up, and this whole line of hoppers up here will back up, and it'll suck. So, it's not... It only becomes a problem, like if that happens, if we get so full on shards, because that's where we are, that it backs up along in there, and we can't... New stuff coming in won't get to the sorting. So if we're full on shards and run out of redstone, all the new redstone will be up there where we can't have it, so that's an issue. Like, eventually it could back up all the way to down here, because the line of hoppers ultimately goes to, or, you know, sources back to the top of this thing, which is also the top of this thing, which is hopper goes in, hopper's here, minecart, which probably hasn't got anything in it right now. I don't know. Nope. Drops it off. So, arguably, if we got too many shards filled up, or too many of whatever, and filled up the overflow, jammed up all of the hoppers, it could jam up this entire thing. This could all be full of just the hell everything. Fill up that, fill up all of these, you know, back to here. Fill up the minecart, which can't drop anything off, and then we just have stuff sitting up here evaporating, which isn't really the end of the world, because, I mean, it's just, by that point we have so much stuff it doesn't matter. My only concern is having so much stuff that we don't particularly need right now, that we're not getting stuff that we do need because it's trapped in the system somewhere, and it's basically a shipping problem. That's one of those real dogs, not the polygonal wolf ones, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I like the wolf ones better. I'm gonna go to bed.
They sit quietly.
They largely do, yeah. I just gotta find a spot that I'm not likely to get attacked. Shut up!
I just sort of turned all the ones in the overflow into the fill-in blocks.
Oh, it would have been technically faster. It would have used up more to make these.
I know, but I
You can. What'd you do with them?
put them back in the overflow because
Oh, that, I guess it compresses them, but it's not exactly the solution.
I know, but that particular box is full.
I get it. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. We're full on things. You know what I'm gonna? I'm just gonna go ahead and let me double check on something. Actually, I think I just saw. Let me double check on something. 50 of those, but I think I just saw a an egg or two in here. Let me double check. Is that guard? Okay, so we have those as a backup anyway. What else do we have? Pigman, meat and gold. All of the cool stuff, but also gunpowder. No, don't need more string. Don't really need bones and arrows. Don't need wolves falling out of the sky. That wouldn't help us. Can't have sheep falling out of the sky because they would need grass to spawn onto, and then they'd have to accidentally fall off the edge. Or get pushed or something, but it's not the point. Let's go, and we can replace pretty much any of these. That's those puffer fish. That's gold, which we have. That's sugar, which we really have. That's spider eyes, which we have. Arrows, which obviously we have. Wolves, which probably shouldn't technically be up there. So yeah, let's go ahead, in fact, and just and I can put this back later. I don't think. Oh, where? I forgot. I don't have that anymore. I got rid of my water source because it was made of sand, and Enderman was going to steal it. Let me just set this down where it doesn't hurt anything to set it down. And we'll go make a thing happen here. Give me back that, just because it's easier to rebuild if I have to. Oh no, I can't get up there anymore. What am I doing? What am I doing? What the hell? Give me that. We're gonna go... Does that work? Yeah, it should. Go up there. Figure out where... Yeah, this is just everywhere. What does this look like? 31, 30. I forgot I did this. That's tricky. Is that a slab? Okay, I may have to go get back. I can get that. Can I get... Okay, good. Pick up... Good. Pick up the water. And that should drain the water entirely. It should just go. And let's replace the fish with a witch. I don't care. The downside to this is going to be... I need to put it back here, though. The downside of this is we're going to have, more gunpowder, which... Apart from making, I don't care where I'm going. Apart from making, fireworks... That worked out. To fly around with these. Gunpowder. We're not going to benefit much from making dynamite. There's really nothing to blow up that I want to blow up. I guess arguably it might be fun to use them in the nether. I don't think I've ever used dynamite in the nether. I don't use dynamite much. I don't like it. It's better now because all of the blocks are preserved. But in the nether it would be really interesting because you get lava just everywhere. I don't know if that's the best plan. Close. Why is there a... That doesn't go there. I don't know why it's there. So, yeah. There is... How much time do we have? 5 minutes? Or is it 8? I can't see. 5. There's one thing I could do real quick. This. Well, actually not even this. What do I need for... Do I have that? I might still have something. Seems like I should. It's probably here somewhere. It occurs to me we could build a... fishery. I don't see anything else that would be very useful right now. Yeah, I got everything. I think. Got water. Yeah, we could build a fishery over here more, like another one that excites the sheep things. Would be probably good, and just enclose it so I don't have to, we can just go, oh, I don't have like a door, we could do something about it. Go ahead and just give me some sticks, basically. Give me one of these guys, and give me, I need wood. And I need iron, I might as well get that done. Now we're getting full on iron, which is really good, but also a little unexpected. Oh, what the hell. Do that real quick, I guess. Get some, I need a fence and, oh, I just had that, I saw it earlier. I don't know if I have a fence in here, but I certainly have, I should have a fence in here, probably. There's a fence. And there, that's a trapdoor, that's not what I want. I thought we had a, it doesn't matter, I'll get it. Oh, and then I just have to go back there so get something else. Where the hell is this tree?
What tree?
This tree.
Oh.
I need basically just one of these. I barely need that. One of these. What? Why didn't you believe me? Where is a good place? This would excite a pretty fair... I mean, there's basically 2 things to get, so it doesn't matter that, you know, just I don't want this. Give me that, lose that, give me that. Let's just build a, kind of a... You know, I don't like that. If I do it this way, I can make the whole thing a bit more narrow and get what I want out of it. Throw that down, throw that on it, throw that on that, and then throw this guy on the ground, and then go get some material that I forgot to grab while I was over there. Here's where we go over time, because half of this was talking about tyrannosaurs. That happens to me. And that, that's fine. Run the hell back somehow.
Cleaning out the meat.
Oh, yeah. Get back to this thing, and, probably put water in this thing. Oh, damn it. Before I can't. This... Oh, no, is that gonna work? It's not gonna work. I gotta fill this in first, obviously. Let's go... No, I don't care. Let's do this. Okay, so now if I put water there, I'm pretty sure it'll only go that way. It seems like it should go that way too, but... No, it just goes that way. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, and then just glass this thing over so that we have, fun. You know, you want to be standing here, so the ceiling has to be one more up from here, so. About like this, and I might be able to just walk around and set this stuff down. And what this should do is allow fishing, like the system will say, oh, look, the sun is above us, we can do, or, you know, the sky anyway. We can do fishing and you get what you want. But at the same time, it's going to be considered underground enough that I won't have, it won't trigger phantoms. There'll be insomnia, but if I don't go outside at night, at least until I'm ready to put down a bed and do something, I shouldn't, the phantoms won't spawn and come after us. And this will give us a whole other place to start catching stuff. I'm still looking for, like, silk touch for some stuff.
Yeah. So basically, phantoms are not real. They're sleep deprivation hallucination.
Well, they're phantoms.
But they hurt you.
Yeah, well, I guess. Anyway, so that's there. We could, if we want, because we've been saving up books, but we haven't got what I want. And we don't have a villager who has it. One thing we could do, technically, we'd have to build out a bit, so we got to get a couple 100 meters from that village. We could build like a whole other village, but put in only the book things, the podiums, and get only librarians. Out of 200 librarians, odds are decent we'll eventually find one who has silk touch for us. It is something we could, it wouldn't even be that big a waste of material at this point, especially if we made it out of shards. So, you know, maybe we'll do that. Podiums are difficult. We have paper, and we have leather, and we have wood. We need paper, leather, wood, and shards, essentially, to make a whole other village somewhere else. So that might be something to try, and, you know, just for the exclusive purpose of getting a damn silk touch book. That's all.
So you want to build a library?
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Or a publishing company?
I already did that. Okay, gotta go. So we'll see you next time when we do maybe that. All right, bye.